Oh. Hey Raj, I can't think of a YouTube video right now. I'm yawning. I should probably go sleep. Interesting conclusion, Pete. Did you know that scientists have ruled out sleepiness and lack of oxygen as causes of yawning? What? Yeah, you heard that right. Then why do people yawn if not for being sleepy? That's an interesting question, Pete. First of all, it's not just people who yawn. All mammals yawn, and even animals belonging to other classes such as penguins and snakes do too. Thank you, but that's not what I asked. Sorry, I tend to offer more information than what was asked. Yeah, you do that a lot. I bet it's so easy to crack your bank password. Good one. So why do people yawn? Pete, everybody yawns. Even the unborn babies in the womb yawn. Scientists explain that yawning is primarily involved with cooling the brain. As with a supercomputer, our brain needs to cool down to function properly. Each yawn pumps air into the sinus cavities of our head, cooling the brain in the process. So you yawn when your brain is warmer, which often happens when you're tired and sometimes when you're even bored. Because a part of your brain which makes you breathe even without thinking about it involuntarily also takes care of cooling your brain. Okay, then why do I yawn right before I sleep? That is a good question, Pete. That is because your brain and your body are warmer before you sleep. That is why you tuck yourself into a warm and fuzzy blanket so you can fall asleep faster. Don't you ever remember the time that you fell asleep without even knowing about it? Or without yawning at all? Yeah, many times, especially when I'm intoxicated. Yeah, right, me too. Okay, but isn't being tired equal to sleepiness? Not necessarily. Imagine you sleep for 10 hours and immediately wake up to work out for 2 hours and you start yawning, not because you're sleepy, but because you're tired. Now remember, yawning might lead to sleep, but it is a result of yawning, but not the cause. Oh, that makes sense, Raj. That makes sense. Cool. Now I'm yawning too. Wait a minute. Is yawning really that contagious? Absolutely. Scientific studies show time and again that people who watch others yawn, even in a video, are more likely to yawn themselves. In fact, yawning is so contagious that even reading about yawning can make you yawn sometimes. So the people who are watching this video are likely to yawn? Most probably, they already did. Which makes it a very challenging topic for a YouTube video. But what's fun without a little risk, right? So why is yawning actually contagious? Although scientists did not zero in on the exact causes of yawning being contagious, they have 3 hypotheses. Number 1, the fixed action pattern. That is, a behavioral act triggered by a stimuli that is unchangeable and usually carried to completion once initiated. For example, try to open your mouth wide open and initiate a yawn and then try to stop it in the middle. It's almost impossible. You would have a better luck trying to stop a sneeze than a yawn. The second one is called non-conscious mimicry, also known as chameleon effect. It occurs when you imitate someone else's behavior subconsciously even without realizing that you are. For example, a person in front of you or behind you fold their hands and lean back. You are most likely to do the same. The third one, unlike the other two which are physiological, this is more of a psychological tendency. And the one most scientists agree to be the cause for yawning being so contagious. Surprisingly, that is empathy, which is the ability to understand what someone else is feeling and partake in their emotion. For example, if someone else is feeling sad, extremely sad, you are more likely to feel sad as well, and vice versa. This hypothesis is even more strengthened by the fact that scientists discovered that yawning is not contagious among kids under the age of 3 and people with decreased psychological inhibition due to illnesses such as epilepsy, dementia, and autism, implying that if you cannot empathize with other people well enough, then probably you might not be so contagious to yawning. Wow, that is so fascinating, Raj. Indeed, it is, Pete, and thank you. Here is my very last question about yawning. Is it really contagious among other animals as well? I mean, not including humans? You bet. Experiments show that dogs not only yawn way more often than human beings, but they also catch yawn by watching it other people, most likely their owners, yawning. And even among higher primates such as chimpanzees and bonobos, yawning is contagious. Alright, Raj, you might know more about yawning, but it's no competition when it comes to sleep related trivia because I am a professional sleeper. Oh, really? I doubt that. You bet I am. If you need more proof, ask my dog about it. He wakes me up every day, reminding me to feed him. Alright, let me test that. How much sleep do I need? Pete? Don't patronize me. Ask me a real question. Well, since you asked me anyways, the answer really depends upon your age. The kids between 5 and 12 years old need 11 hours of sleep. However, older kids and adults can get by 7 to 8 hours of sleep. That's impressive. Why do we need to sleep other than being tired? Your waking hours are crammed with activities and tasks that your brain handles. So this releases a lot of chemicals inside your brain. All this processing causes chemicals to clutter your brain. So a good night's sleep literally cleans your head because the brain goes into housekeeping mode and flushes all the toxins, preparing you for the next day, which is also why sleep deprivation causes many long-term illnesses. Not bad, Pete. As a follow-up question to your previous answer, what happens if I don't get enough sleep? Doctors believe that a good night's sleep comes with many benefits, such as improved creativity and mental sharpness. Avoid going to bed and you will soon suffer the consequences. A few short-term effects would be crankiness, clumsiness, and if you continue this over a prolonged period of time, say you don't sleep for 2 or 3 days, you will start having hallucinations, or if you sleep for a minimal amount of hours for a prolonged period of time, you're more likely to get heart attacks or diabetes, or most likely to get enhanced blood pressure. That sounds crazy. Well, if you're wondering what can I do in order to get a better sound sleep, here are a few things that you can do. Keep a sleep schedule, set a bedtime and wake up time and stick to them. Relax with a book or newspaper before bed, but don't keep your smartphone within the reach. It is a certified sleep stopper. And don't fall asleep with the television on. It lowers the quality of your sleep. Don't eat any big meals or chug any large drinks within 2 hours of bedtime. And finally, studies show that plenty of exposure to sun during the day helps you sleep well at night. So some walking time outside helps. Go for a walk or run outside. Thank you for your time and have a nice day with a sound sleep. Hey Raj, what are you going to cook tonight? Well Pete, I don't know how to cook. Oh Raj, what is the use of all this knowledge you have when you can't even cook for yourself? Yes Pete, I have to learn how to cook other than boiling raw vegetables.